Right, we now head over to Megha Sharma, our executive editor at NewsX World, for some more information. Megha, thank you for joining us. What more can you tell us about these conversations that have been had and what we can expect today for the rest of Vance's visit here in India?
Yes, I think the heavy lifting that had to be done during the 4-day visit of the Vice President of United States of America has already been done, as we saw those visuals that had come in of the meeting of the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi having that informal conversation with J.D. Vance, who was accompanied by his wife, the second lady Usha Vance, as well as their 3 children. And the number one highlight of that conversation was the terms of reference that have now been signed for the bilateral trade agreement. Now, this is since 13th of February 2025, when Prime Minister Narendra Modi headed to White House in Washington, D.C. to meet the newly elected President of America, Donald Trump. This is after that there have been a number of trade level representatives who have been speaking with each other from both sides. And now J.D. Vance coming in over here, having that chat with the Prime Minister of the country and signing that terms of reference. What it says is that terms of reference are now going to become the roadmap for the mutually beneficial sector-wise bilateral trade agreement between both the countries. Now, the issue, the point of concern that the American administration has had with India was about the heavy tariffs that have been leveled by India when it comes to importing American products. And if you take a look at the numbers, there's trade to the tune of $130 billion that happens between India and America, out of which there is a trade deficit of about $46 billion that United States incurs when it imports a number of goods and services from India into its territory. And there has in fact been in this detailed statement that has been released by J.D. Vance's office, it mentions that when it comes to the total trade, average trade, the trade tariffs, India ends up levying a trade tariff of about 13%. Vis-a-vis, when you take a comparison and take a look at what America does, there's a levy of just about 3.3% of that trade tariff on Indian goods and services. Again, taking a look at the agricultural products that are exchanged between both the countries through trade, India levies a trade tariff of about 39% for a number of its agricultural produce being exported to America, as compared to the American tariffs that are imposed to the tune of about 3.9%. So these are the causes of concern, these are the causes of worry that the Trump administration wants to balance out with India in the talks that have continued since Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to Washington, D.C. in February this year. And this obviously is again a landmark moment where the significant parlays that have happened between both the countries with regards to trade and tariffs have been taken to the next level, where a roadmap has been built. And the idea is to not just focus on the tariffs that are leveled by India, but also on the other regulations, trade restrictions on goods and services and investments that Americans then get dissuaded from investing in India because of those high rates and restrictions and the other trade barriers that India imposes. So all in all, that was the key highlight of the day yesterday. Today it's a more of a semi-official visit for J.D. Vance, because he's here with his family. There is a family wedding that J.D. Vance and his wife and the children are going to be attending later in the evening. He's at this point of time residing in Rambagh Palace, an iconic heritage structure of Jaipur. There is going to be, after he finishes off his visit to Amer Fort, where I am standing right now, he is going to head back to his hotel after a lunch break. He is going to be holding a lecture. He's going to talk about India-US trade ties, India-US bilateral and diplomatic relations, and there are a select set of dignitaries, scholars, academics who have been invited to participate in this lecture.
Megha Sharma, thank you very much for joining us from a rather windy Jaipur. We will, of course, continue to bring you all of the updates from JD Vance's visit today at Amer Fort and elsewhere as we get them. But moving on now, an